everyone. I am here today with a couple little updates about art I'm making and just life in general. So I'm going to start with an update about a piece that I finished the other day, which is called Exclamation 1. And it is a 22 by 30 inch colored pencil drawing on paper. I started this drawing at the beginning of January, finished it the beginning of February, and I am really proud of it. I had a great time making it. It was something that I kind of worked on slowly throughout the month. I would set a timer for like 25 minutes, do a 25-minute Pomodoro, take a break for 5 minutes, and then come back and do another Pomodoro. So that was kind of the way that I worked on this. Oftentimes I would actually work on it in between work meetings, and that was really kind of nice because it was a way for my brain to kind of decompress from the work mindset, which is more like action oriented, and this drawing that I was working on was more meditative. So I find that I had this nice balance working on this piece, and that really made me think about how I want to make art in the future. It's like I realized that the art making process, I guess, doesn't necessarily always have to be, it doesn't always feel super creative. Like sometimes when you're making art, it can just feel monotonous, or it can feel meditative, or sometimes it just felt like work, like I just had to stand there and draw. I used, I think it was like 6 or 7 different colors, and like halfway through the drawing realized that I needed to buy more pencils of those specific colors, and it was sort of scary because I realized as I was like online buying pencils, the lavender color I was using had been recently discontinued. So actually you can still buy it online from some places because it was only just recently discontinued, but and it was due to pigment availability of that specific lavender color, so the Prismacolor discontinued that lavender, which was crazy. I didn't know that is something that could happen. So I'm keeping in mind for the next color pencil drawing I do, just to make sure that if I'm doing something like that requires multiple pencils to be used on one piece, the consistency is important to me, the color consistency. So figuring out what colors I'm using and making sure to do a little bit of research before I start to make sure I can continue to get those same colors. Yeah, the piece itself, I guess I can talk about the inspiration behind it. It was just mostly inspired by excitement, and the excitement that I feel for this new year, and I feel for the excitement I feel for living in New York, for starting this journey last year, and yeah, I just feel excited about the future. I also just feel excited about like right here and right now. I feel excited picking up the pencils and playing with color. It also reminded me, or the inspiration sort of came from just texting friends and using a lot of exclamation points and saying like OMG and 5 exclamation points after that, and getting excited about their update or something that they told me, or gossip even. Yeah, it's a really fun piece, I think, and I'm so excited to share it with you. More to come. I named it Exclamation 1 with kind of the intention to do more of these, and I think I will, especially since it was so meditative, but I don't know when I'll make more of these, because right now I think there's a lot of ideas swimming around that want to be made, and I'm not sure that exclamation points will be the next thing that I do. So aside from that, I have just like other life updates that I want to give you here, and one is I'm calling it Somatic visibility coaching. So I'm working with a coach who is helping me to not feel as scared, or to work through some of the fear I have in showing up as myself, both online and in real life, and showing like my true self no matter where I go, no matter who I am talking to. This is something I have struggled with for a long time. Is I have some people-pleasing tendencies where I notice that in any interaction with any person, new or even old friends, sometimes I will present like a version of myself that I think is the most appealing to that person on the other side, instead of maybe saying the most true or honest thing that I could in that moment. And in general, I think this makes me miss out on connection, like true connection with people in my life. And I don't want that to continue. I want to let myself have the opportunity to authentically and deeply connect with my friends that I currently have and new friends in the future, with coworkers. In my relationship, I think I somehow got lucky, and I do think I present like the truest and honest and most authentic version of myself with my partner, which thank goodness for that. But I do think it makes me put a lot of weight on that relationship. Like, if AJ isn't around anymore, what would I do? Like, I do get like deeply frightened by that feeling or that thought. So yeah, I'm working with a coach on this, and we had one session the other day and it was really great. I cried, and she like helped me work through some of the feelings that were coming up, like actually work through them, and not just like, even her just saying like it's okay to cry here meant so much. And then we worked through just like doing some like tapping and other body work to like get that feel the feeling, honor it, pay attention to it, ask it questions, and then like let it work itself through, instead of trying to like push it down, which is what most of us normally do when we feel an uncomfortable feeling. The sensation I felt in my body was like a tightness in my throat, like right here. And I noticed that feeling quite frequently, actually, like on a daily basis. I'll get a tightness in my throat. And I'm working now on, when I notice it, just noticing it to start. And also, if I can, like doing the practice on my own, like talking to that part of myself, paying attention, getting curious, and if I can, like, do I need to cry again? Do I need to like gag or cough or like something? Like, does some noise need to come out to get this like thing out of my throat? It sounds silly, kind of, and crazy, but I believe that the body is really trying to tell me something when these things happen, and I'm trying to listen to it for maybe the first time in my life. So highly recommend this type of coaching. We're actually not going to work together until June, but I put down a deposit for that, and I'm really excited about like the transformation that'll happen from that. Okay, the next thing I want to update you all on is art making outside of this piece that I've been working on in art classes. So I finished the printmaking class that I have been in since November. And then I just signed up for it again. It's a very loose, freeform class where it's kind of just like studio time to come in and have access to a printing press and time to make like a container for just making. And other people are there, like other people are in the class, which is so nice. I feel like I'm making friends there. And so yeah, this new session of the class started, and so there's new people in the class, which is fun to see like their styles and what they make, and everyone has different experience levels. Like, some people went to art school, some people are like took printmaking classes 10 years ago and are just getting back into it. Some people are completely new to it, and I love that space and that class and the teacher. I called her, my teacher in a recent newsletter, my art fairy godmother, and I think that's really true for me. So I am also enrolled in another art class for the next couple of months, and it is online with Pratt, and that one is color theory in practice. So I had the first class for that this past Tuesday, and it was really good. It's different because it's online, it's like different than being in a space, but I haven't been in a lecture class in a long time, so that was definitely like a bit of an adjustment in that first class. I was like, oh, there's like a little lecture portion, only like 20 minutes, but still like getting my brain back into school mode was a bit of a shock. I have homework for that class, which is good. It's art making. It's not it's something I want to do, but it is like, okay, yeah, you don't just get to make whatever you want. You have to like do this assignment this week. So yeah, I'm really glad I signed up for all of these classes. They kind of they give me this container, like I said, for making and other people to connect with who are also in the process of building a practice. I am making an intention to, at least with the online class, since it's harder, I think, to connect there with people. There's a couple people in that class, even in the first class in the introductions, that I really want to try to build stronger connections with, and making an intention to actually email those people, reach out, hang out with them if possible, like see if a friendship could arise just from meeting in class. And normally, I think past versions of myself would not try to maintain those connections. Like, I would think it was too much effort, but I think at this point I really do recognize the importance of making that effort and trying to build friendships here in this new city. So yeah, that's the art class update. The other update I have is just more of like a life update and an emotional update. And AJ, my partner, has been out of town for the past like 2.5 weeks. He quit his job in December, and I really encouraged him to travel, or do something for himself before he started looking for new jobs, especially because we know that kind of the next step is a bit of a career change for him. And I know how a career change is oftentimes an identity shift, and those identity shifts can be kind of destabilizing. And I wanted him to have some time to, I don't know, relax and find the parts of himself that he lost or just forgot about during the pandemic and being in school for so long. Like, having the opportunity to travel is just, I think, one, if you can, everyone should take. So he is in Costa Rica and has been for the past 2.5 weeks, and he's going to be there for another like week and a half, so total 4 weeks. And this is the first time, I think, since moving to New York that I really do feel lonely. And yeah, it's been interesting to notice that shift and notice the loneliness. It's not bad. Like, it's uncomfortable for sure. But I'm recognizing that it's something that I need to feel in a way to like grow and move forward from just living in New Mexico and being in this new place. I think feeling lonely in a new place is part of the experience. So, despite all the art classes that I talked about and work and all of the like art I'm making, there's still a loneliness that I feel. And I just wanted to say that to you, that I'm working through it. And I notice myself listening to music more. This is something I have noticed about myself, is I don't generally listen to music that often unless I'm single or like AJ's out of town. It's like when I'm alone, that's when I listen to music. And usually I put on an album that I've been wanting to listen to, and then I listen to that album like on repeat. So this time around, it's the new Florence and the Machine album. It's called Dance Fever. I'm loving it. I've listened to it so many times, and I'm going to listen to it all day today, I think. When AJ was gone this summer in Iowa, I listened to the Kate Bush Hounds of Love album on repeat. Like, the Stranger Things was going on, but I really, this was my first time hearing about Kate Bush, and I really got into that album and listened to it, like, back to front hundreds of times. Kate Bush was, like, one of my top artists on Spotify after that. So, yeah, I guess I'm just noticing, like, I like listening to music. I like listening to an album over and over again on repeat, and what about being, like, in a relationship makes me not do that thing that I like? I wish I could listen to music while I worked, but I can't. I can't focus. So that's part of it. Partly it just feels like when AJ's here, there's like another person to talk to, and I don't need to, the music isn't something that I like gravitate toward. Also, he plays music quite a bit, like more frequently than I do, on the weekends and stuff from the speakers. So that's part of it. But yeah, I miss him, and I have a couple friends here, but the hard part has been that they've also been out of town in the same time. So one of my friends, though, Marie, has been coming over on Sunday nights, and I cook and we watch HBO, we watch The Last of Us, and that's like my favorite time of the week. We hung out a couple other times this week. I'm so grateful for that friendship, and I am grateful for like us having time to spend together, because Marie is one of AJ's friends, like that I met through AJ, and I guess it feels good to be able to like build that friendship even when AJ's not here and hang out with her one-on-one. Yeah, I think that I also noticed that I need to exercise more. That always kind of, the feeling of loneliness, I would say the past couple days, like the weekends are especially hard, a little overwhelming, the feeling. Exercise helps, and I haven't been prioritizing that. With the addition of the other art class that I'm taking, that was like something that fell off this last week, and I really noticed that moving my body, sweating, getting the endorphins going, the energy moving, it helps me a lot to like just not think about the loneliness as much. I think also another feeling that's been arising with AJ being gone is just the feeling of not being interesting enough or cool enough to, like, he's out there traveling and like meeting all of these people, and I feel maybe a little insecure that I'm not like adventurous enough for him, and that I'm not the type of person who can spontaneously like drop everything and travel. And I don't even want to be that person, because I know that's not who I am. I really need to have like my roots planted somewhere. I love traveling, but I like to feel grounded, and I like being here in New York. Like, I want to be here. I like the art classes. I like making friends in a place that I'm gonna stay. But yeah, that feeling of insecurity has come up a couple times for me, where I just hope that I don't ever want to be holding him back. Okay, that's it for an update. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. I appreciate all of you, and I'm excited to show you more art in 2023. Bye.